When I talk to betrayed spouses, one of the common things they say is, I thought we were fine. I never saw this coming. It's probably 50-50. 50% of the betrayeds I talk to will say that. Man, I never saw it coming. I thought we were fine. I thought our marriage was great. The other 50% typically had suspicions. Samantha definitely was suspicious. There were several weird scenarios that happened, and I actually did something that a lot of unfaithfuls do, and that's gaslight her. What I did was I tried to convince her, no, you're crazy. That didn't happen, or it's not like that at all. I tried to create in her the thoughts of her feeling like she was crazy, when in reality she was on to my affair partner and I. It's quite dubious. It's incredibly hurtful. I wasn't aware that I was doing that at the time, but that doesn't minimize the fact that I was in fact doing it. So some of you betrayeds may feel gaslit. You may feel as though your unfaithful spouse were trying to make you feel like you were crazy and that what you were seeing you weren't seeing. And then it comes out and you're devastated. Then there's people that always had their suspicions, and then it actually comes out and the betrayed spouse is kind of like Samantha was, which was, I knew it. I should have seen it. I should have known. All those times I was actually on to something. And I want to tackle that in just these brief few moments, because it is devastating and it does rip your heart apart if you're a betrayed spouse. So I want to give you just a few things to remember if that's how you feel right now. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you feel that way. Number one, go easy on yourself if you're a betrayed spouse. You're not supposed to be a private detective. You're not supposed to be this researcher who verifies phone records and, tracks them on their phone. That's not what spouses at some level signed up for when we said I do. So go easy on yourself. Don't think that you should have seen all the signs, because that could be a hell. I've talked to so many betrayed women who live in this private hell of, I should have seen it, and if I'd have seen it. No, you were living with an unfaithful cheater who was living a double life. And to think that you are supposed to have these ninja skills to uncover their deception, it's just not realistic. So give yourself some grace and go easy on yourself. You shouldn't have seen it. Number two, I think you're going to have to really grieve for what's happened. There's such devastation between when you either thought you were fine and thought everything was okay, or maybe even had your suspicions, and then it comes out. There's such this devastation that just rips the floor right out from underneath you. And grieving is the first step, not forgiveness. And I'm probably going to frustrate and maybe even piss off a few of you, and I apologize, but it's the truth. You can't go right to forgiveness, because if you don't grieve, and if you don't really feel the pain and feel the hurt and understand what in fact you're feeling, you don't necessarily know what you're forgiving or choosing to live with. Forgiveness is giving up all hope of having a better past. Forgiveness is choosing to live with the consequences of your mate's behavior. But you need to know what you're forgiving. And you need to be able to get to forgiveness. And a lot of times the space between disclosure and forgiveness is grieving. And you have to grieve for what's going on, because if you don't, I'm sorry, but rushing to forgiveness is not the answer. In fact, it will create more trouble, maybe 6 months, a year, 8 months down the road. Number three, Samantha came to a place where she was healed enough and saw things clearly enough, and this is going to scare you betrayeds. But she came to a place where she said, you know what? If Samuel's going to cheat again, he's going to cheat again. He's proven to be able to cheat and get away with it. He's proven to be able to know how to cover his tracks extremely well. But I found out the first time, and I'll find out again. And I can't control his every movement, but we did have accountability measures. We still do. We still have principles and measures and different ways of living now. But she realized, you know what? If he's going to cheat, he's going to cheat. And for her, God showed me the first time. If God wants me to find out, he'll let me know. My confidence is in him. My confidence is in God's ability to reveal it like that if there's something going on. If you're not a Christian, you have to have confidence in the fact that, listen, you found out the first time. I'm pretty confident that if they do it again, you will find out a second time. They'll probably be sloppy. They'll probably be messy. You'll be able to discover it because if your healing is done the right way, you know what to look for. And finally, understand that none of this means that you can't have a restored marriage. You won't find too many better deceivers or liars than me back in the day. And there's been some incredible transformations. Samantha will tell you that too. It's possible. Don't take the shock and the awe and the overwhelming nature of the way the affair was discovered to mean that that minimizes your chances at restoration. That's not true. There's no connection between the two. Healing is possible. Restoration is available if you'll do it the right way.